Okay, Ian, let's run through this again. Because yeah, I think you're overthinking this. This should be pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to take your file that you sent me and break this out a little bit. So this being your object, okay? Super simple. Should be a matter of you come into the UV editor. Now, what you're seeing is all six sides of this laid out right on top of each other. This is the area you want to put them in. So you want all six in there. All right. So probably just coming in here and selecting polygon is going to be the easiest. So I chose polygons right here, or you could have chosen it over there. Either way. Now I'm just going to grab this and move it. Now the issue is they're still all selected together. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to come over here. Alright, so I'm going to select polygon here. Oh, hold on. There we go. Alright, see? So now I have a polygon selected, or I could do that one or that one. So I'll just start with the top and I'll work my way around. I'm going to switch to the move tool, which is this little arrow thing, and same issue. So what you need to do is you need to break this apart. Now the easy way to do that would be to come in here and go tools, come back here, tools, and what we can do is, hold on, break. And now that is broken out here. Keeping in mind, breaking stuff apart here is not that big a deal because this is your object. Everything's still together. This is like an invisible piece of paper or wrapping paper that you're putting apart, that you're putting around it. So even if it's not actually attached to each other here, that's fine. So rather than come over here, I'm just going to select here because these are all one on top of each other. So I'm selecting another one and just saying, cool, same thing, tools, and I will tell it to break. And I'm just going to move that off to the side. Now, you get to this, and it's like, okay, what up? Why is it now doing that? It's because, you see these lines? That's it looking at the face pretty much like this. So say I'm actually trying to grab that polygon, which is that one. All right, perfect. So you see I'm grabbing that one. That, the one we've broken out, that's the top. This, that we've broken out, that's the bottom. But this, you really can't tell because, as I said, it's like you're looking at it this way. So you're actually looking at it from the edge, which is that weirdness. So what we want to do is we can select that. And let's see if this will work for us. So I'm going to go mapping, flatten map, okay. And it now flattens that out so it's not, so we're no longer looking at it at the edge. It's almost like it's flipping it around saying this is the front of it, which is what you want to be working with. So using that, not only did it flatten it, but it also broke the connection, so I can now grab what I want and move it around. So got that, come over here, not seeing it, so again we could go mapping, flatten mapping, okay. And now I have that. I'm just going to continue to work my way around. Select that one, and I will go mapping, flatten mapping, okay, and move that over here. And that leaves this one. So I could come over here and select it. Since I know that's the last one in here, I'm just going to grab it this way and go mapping, flatten mapping, okay. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have the 6 sides of this object laid out in such a way that I can now access them. So I could select them all. I switch to my scale tool right here, and I can scale it down so it all fits inside this area. I could scale it back up because that's a lot of extra space I'm wasting. In fact, I'll bring this in, bring all this over just a little bit. Yeah. Grab that, bring those in. Now, a couple things to take note of. There's a difference in size. So, yeah, you might want to go ahead and just try and scale everything up so it's about the same relative size. So that feels almost right. I'm going to switch to my move tool maybe. Just move this back over. And again, you can adjust these later if you decide it's not quite how you want it to be. So now that I have that set up, I can take this into Photoshop if I want to create my textures. Again, I think you grasp this, but I'm just walking you back through it just to make sure you're not missing anything. So I've set up my UVW mapping template, and now I just want to go Tools, Render UVW template, and I'm going to do 2000 by 2000. And I will render it. Comes up here. If you're getting closer, you can see all the sides here. They're so thin, some of them disappear. And I'm going to hit Save, Desktop, UVW box. And I like my PNGs, so I'm looking for the PNG. There it is. And I will hit Save, and that is saved. 24-bit is fine. Then I'm going to go into Photoshop and open that file up, and you can put box textures in there. You could use, you could use cardboard box images, which is fine. You can do more crate looking boxes, which is fine also. So I'm just going to go Desktop and UVW box, hit Open. I can just barely see my lines, which is not terribly helpful. I'm not sure why my workspace isn't showing up. There we go. Oh. Alright. Let's go 3D then. Fine, we'll do it that way. So I'm going to create a new layer. Make sure that that new layer is the bottom layer, and I'm going to fill it with black. Perfect. So I can see this. And now I will go File, Open, and open an object or an image that I already have. So, class file, I believe any one of these should do the trick. I'm going to hit Open. Great, perfect. So now here are 4 different sides to this object. Oh, hold on. I'm on PC, not Mac. Sorry, I'm jumping between the two. I was using the wrong keyboard shortcuts to copy and paste. So, I got this. And now I can just start working my way through and placing these textures where I want. Okay. So, I can either take this in and then arrange these things on here how I want, or I can just come in here and say, alright, cool, I can start cutting this sucker up, doing stuff like this, and just saying, alright, cool, I'm going to copy and paste, and that one I can put here, and I will duplicate it and stick the other one over here. Normally I would change my UV sizing to fit my object. So right here I'm doing it the opposite way. I'm changing my object or my image sizing to better fit the boxes that I've created, like so. Alright. I'm going to just select this box and I will copy and paste. Alright, obviously that's a little big. take that and put it down here also. I'm just recycling. And then last thing I'm going to do is maybe move this up just so I can see. I could take like this blank one and put it on the other two. I don't think I've used that one. Alright, so that ought to just about do it, where I've gotten all these things laid out, and one for up there too. Alright, and now all my textures are set up and sized properly. That looks good. Alright, so I'm going to turn off my wireframes because I don't need them. Don't want that showing up. And now in here I can say File, Save As, Desktop, Crates, whatever. Save that as a PNG. Save, yes. And now when I come back in here, I should be able to see, select my box. Oh, wake up machine. And this is a little bit of madness, so I'm just going to create my own. I'll do a standard material. I'm going to add a bitmap to it, and the bitmap that I am choosing is the one I just created, which is this. And I know that I want that to show up in the diffuse channel, if nothing else. Now, having done all that, I'm going to select the material itself, make sure I have my object selected, and I will assign material to selection. This just changed color to letting me know, oh, okay, yeah, it's there. And then the last thing I can do is right here, show shaded material in viewport, and now I can actually see that material that I just took the time to create and apply on my object in 3D Max, which is the goal of what we're going for. So hopefully this helps clarify things a little bit, alleviate some of the pain and effort, you know, so just let me know.